It shows everybody on our team that no matter what the situation, no matter how much time is left on the clock, that we can come back and win a ball game. And I think it shows to us and to the other teams that you got to play 60 minutes against the University of Miami.
All right, Steve, congratulations on the season thus far. Best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us today.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
All right, Steve Walsh taking the day off, but not completely. He joins us here for College Game Day. A lot more is on the way. We'll have a profile of courage from a side of college football that's rarely seen. Up next, a look at a modern-day Saturday's hero, a special story when we come back on College Game Day.
Gives you more.
Scoreboard shows on Saturday nights. We have a segment we call Saturday's Heroes, which documents the accomplishments of players at all levels, including Division II and III. On this occasion, however, we find a story that transcends the football field. Mark Ockerbloom has such a story, found just a stone's throw from our studios here in New England.
In 1985, Dave Skelley was a freshman quarterback at Norwich University in Northfield, Vermont, looking to work his way into the starting lineup. Along the way, however, he began to experience more than just the usual aches and pains associated with the game of football. And soon his worst fears were realized when he was told he had a malignant tumor the size of a football in his abdomen. At 19 years old, he was very uncertain as to what his future would hold.
I really didn't know a lot about cancer at the time. It's a scary word. I mean, terror is certainly the first thing that pops in your mind. And then the doctor at that point had said some good things, that, you know, it was an 80 to 90% cure rate for the type of cancer I had. And you just have to take the next year of your life off and fight it.
And fight he did, undergoing grueling chemotherapy treatments for 15 weeks. Dave lost all his hair and his weight plummeted from 180 to 130. It was a stiffer challenge than any he had ever faced on the football field, yet it taught Dave a valuable lesson.
You really can't take anything for granted out of life, especially life itself. You know, it's so precious and it's so much worth living that you really can't take it for granted, and you really come back and try to work hard and enjoy it as much as you can. And certainly, I think I've learned a lot about family and the importance of family and support and you know, that type of aspect of life, how important it really is.
One of Dave's inspirations in his battle was the thought of someday returning to the football field. After the tumor was shrunk to the size of a fist and later removed, that dream became a reality.
There were moments there when I was getting pretty weak and pretty sick, where, you know, it did look bleak for a while, but you just set in your mind you want to come back and you do it.
I knew he'd be all right. I don't know. I think he's gone through the worst he can go through, so I knew he'd be all right as far as football was concerned. I knew Coach Minner wouldn't let anything happen to him, or the line in front of him. He told me the line is really great, so I knew nothing would happen to him.
Did you have your reservations about him trying to get back into football?
No, not at all. Anything that he wants to do, I think he should do. I think that's what you find out when you come close to death, that you should do the things you want to do in this life.
Dave's comeback came full circle when an injury to the starting quarterback thrust him into the lineup. The Cadets won their opener, but it was the team's second game against Glassboro State in which he really shined. Trailing 13-3 at the half, Dave came out to hit his first 14 passes and lead Norwich to a stirring 23-19 victory. Dave has not relinquished his starting role since.
When some people step into the huddle, there's just something that happens, and I think David definitely makes that happen. The quarterback is the trigger man. The quarterback is the leader, but he commands the respect of the ball players, and I think that's very, very important.
5 opponents remain for Dave Skelley and his Norwich teammates, but few can measure up to the opponent he's already battled, leaving Dave Skelley with a new perspective on the game of football.
I try to go out there and enjoy it more. You know, it's more of a game. You know, it's you know, a very tough game, but I enjoy it, and that's what I like to do.
Dave's story of courage, mortality, family, and friends is one which he hopes will inspire others who are stricken with cancer the way he was inspired by his fellow patients who were not as fortunate as Dave.
Is at that point where you really learn what cancer does, how it takes over the body, and really how powerful it is, and how precious life is, and how much these people wanted to battle just to live another day, and just to be normal people, and they didn't have that chance. And that's very emotional, very tough thing to deal with, and an incredible experience to learn.
The prognosis for Dave is good. The cancer remains in remission, and should it remain that way 2 more years, he'll be considered medically cured. Last night, by the way, they played a game. They lost to Springfield 13-9 on a rain-soaked field, but we trust there will be few rainy days in this young man's future. Another thought-provoking story is next.